right, let's move on. Now, stacking your positions, guys, and ladies, there's two ways to stack a position. Okay. There is your conservative way where you allow price to make the lower lows and you sell the lower highs, and vice versa. Make the lower lows, sell the lower highs. Make the lower lows, sell the lower highs. Okay? This is conservative. This is you moving with the market's flow. Does everybody understand this? I'm not going to talk about this because I don't personally stack and I don't find it a profitable way to trade on the 1 minute time frame. It's very hard to stack on the 1 minute time frame unless the 1 minute time frame is trending, and this does not happen often, even though the 1 minute time frame trends all the time. It just doesn't trend enough to take advantage of this. And just to put this out there, what you saw previous to this does not exist. I am sorry to burst your bubble. And everybody knows what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to talk about it, but you know. The examples you saw previous to this does not exist the way you think it exists. Believe me. Last week, Friday, was an opportunity to stack your positions for sure. But to do this or even more than this, it's just really hard. So if you're stacking, you can. This is how you'll do it if that's what you want to do. I personally like to take my 1 to 3s and 1 to 5s because I'm very, very aware of how powerful the key levels are and the reaction from those key levels. And me and D Mobster got into a stacking position in our first or second week. We managed to get on about 3 or 4 positions at once. One was in 1 to 8, one was in 1 to 5. Don't quote me. 1 to 6, 1 to 3. And before you knew it, I was up so much percent. But once I started stacking, you then got a trail, and then the trailing is what kicks you out of the trades. The stacking you can do, but the trailing is very difficult. And once you start trailing, if you trail in the wrong place, you get kicked out of your first position and blah, blah, blah. I think the examples we saw previous to this with the other member was that they never went break even and they always left their stop loss open so they could survive. But we tried it. We got into a really nice position. We were at good percentage, good R. And then in the end, we ended up with like 2 or 3 R from like 4 positions. It's just like, what the hell? And then I'm just telling you my experience, and from my back testing, forward testing, and live trading, pattern recognition, it's hard to do. Okay, it's hard to do, and the hardest part of this is trailing. Okay, so any questions on this? Thank you.
Just real quick, Rox, the first trade, can you explain under which category this one falls?
No. This is nothing to do with patterns or trades. This is just an example of stacking. Okay, but if you want to stack conservatively, then guess what? This is how you're going to do it in line with the trend. Lower lows, lower highs, allow the lower low to be made, and then obviously enter on the next lower high sort of thing. Okay. The next one is aggressively. Now look at this, right? This is what I mean. And I have to show you these examples so that you know that they exist and you can do it. But let's say you took this first trade, price gets to 1 to 1, you're going break even here, right? Now you're getting stopped out of your first trade and you're entering your second trade. And then price continues to push down, you're going break even here, etc., etc. Sometimes you're gonna get stopped out. I mean, this example you did, where else would you? I don't know, whatever. But the point is, this is aggressively. This means that you're not really waiting for price to make lower lows and lower highs. You're literally just looking to get into the market at any given point where price has created some sort of structure that that is identifiable as a continuation down with wick rejections or momentum candles. And you're literally just looking to jump into these trades as they develop. Now, I don't mean just jumping willy-nilly, but I just mean following structure. If you enter here and price doesn't go down, you see price create this, you enter here again, etc., etc. You enter here again, you enter here again. And again, this does work because if the market is going to trend, it will trend down and you're just going to make money, right? You can stack, you can make a lot of money. But just understand that at the same time, you will get stopped out break even and you will get stopped out of some positions and then you will need to re-enter them again. Okay? So these are 2 stacking positions. I have my own personal opinion about it. I'll be open to it for you guys, but I would just say it's not the easiest thing to do. All right. Any questions on this? And does everybody in the chat understand it?
I have a question, but it's regarding now that you said about re-entering a trade.
Yep.
Is it totally fine to re-enter if you go break even and you see the enough evidence to go down?
1000%. But I don't talk about re-entering trades on this session because I do personally believe that, and I said it yesterday, the day before on the session, unless you become very confident at accepting break-even trades or very comfortable with accepting break-even trades, you won't ever be able to re-enter a trade because you're going to be too emotionally tied up with the result of that break-even trade that you more than likely won't see a re-entry. The only time you will see a re-entry is when the market is played out. So if you're comfortable with break-evens and you can accept it, then go for the re-entries. If you can't accept break-even trades and you're still tied up to it emotionally, then guess what? Just forget about re-entries until you can fully accept break-even trades. They work hand in hand and they're tied together.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Rox, can I ask, how do you place your trades? Through the trading panel? Or you just set, knowing roughly what your stop loss is, you just go?
Yeah, so you'll learn with practice. And it was a question that I asked the 1 Minute channel and I've asked the mentors, and I have started using the panel for myself the end of last week and all this week. And you just set your risk percent, or you set your
risk.
Monetary value that you want to lose. Put the lines on, drag it, drop it, done. Bish, bosh, bash. Or you set the variables and that's it. The panel is off the chain. And a big, big thank you to Ahmed for working so hard on that panel. It's very foreign when you start using it. And man, I'm going to tell you something now. This week, I went to put on a position and I accidentally done the worst thing that I could have done, but I closed out the trade extremely quick with a huge loss. But it wasn't too bad, but it just is what it is. But I accidentally, I can't say it because I'm starting to talk about my balance now, but I put on 100, I put on a percentage risk 10 times, no, 100 times the value of what it should have been.
Wow.
Because when you go on the panel and you reset it, it automatically resets back to a percentage and not monetary value. And I put the monetary value into the percentage and you just don't even understand what happened. But it doesn't matter. It was quickly forgotten about. But you can set templates and everything. But anyway, long story. We're not here to talk about that. Point is, the panel is there free for everyone to use in the community. It is the holy grail of trading and just to help you with risk management and just everything, period. And especially for the 1 minute time frame, it is off the chain. So just get it, practice on demo or small live and just get used to it. Set your parameters and just take your trades. And I'm telling you, it's unreal.
Right, that's good. That's good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. Somebody mentioned, can I talk about lot sizes, commissions, is important, such small stop losses? Right. So yes, you are going to be, your stop losses are going to be a lot smaller than you're used to. Your commissions with IC markets are going to be higher because of your small stop losses, and your lot sizes are going to be super exaggerated. Okay. I mean, super exaggerated. Yeah. So in terms of commissions, if you are trading consistently on the 1 minute time frame, you will not have to worry about commissions. It will just be a thing of the past. The return on your investments and the frequency of your wins are going to far outweigh your commissions. In terms of FTMO, you guys are laughing because I think you have a fixed commission. So I wouldn't stress about that. And it's much smaller than most brokers. In terms of your lot size, it's still going to be the same. You're going to be working with around 20 to 30 lots, if I'm correct. I wonder if Matthew can come forward quickly and just let me know.
Hey, bro.
What is the lot size range, brother? Sorry.
So let me just count history. Man, you're varying from like 15 to 35.
Yeah.
Depending on if you're going 0.5% or 1% on the 3 pairs that I trade, and that's EJ, EU, and GU.
Yeah, so it does really vary as well on your risk percent. So if you're risking 0.3, 0.5, that's what you'll be working with. If you're risking more than that, then obviously that will increase increase by double. I told the stop loss, lot sizes are going to be pretty extreme, but just don't focus on the lot sizes, guys. Man, look, guys, just please go and just test this on demo first and see if you'll be able to trade it. But in terms of commissions, yes, they will be higher, but in terms of it having an effect on your trading results and your actual return on your investment, it won't have an effect on you. I can promise you it won't. Promise.
And Rox, I know you've touched on it, but what would be a healthy, reasonable risk trading on the 1 minute time frame between 0.2% to 0.5?
It's all the same, right? So don't think because you're trading the 1 minute time frame, it's more riskier. It's all the same thing. This is where you're gonna have to get it out of your heads. Transitioning from higher time frames to lower time frames, you're gonna have to get it out of your heads. It's not riskier. It's all the same thing. In terms of building confidence, I would say go for 0.25 or just round it up. 0.3 is a perfect happy medium, meaning you can take 3 trades for that day, comfortably taking your time and only losing 1% if you lose all 3. If anybody loses 3 trades in a row on the 1 minute time frame, it means that you're being too impulsive. It's very hard to lose 3 trades in a row on the 1 minute time frame. It happened, but it's very hard and it's very unlikely if you're trading how you're being taught now. Because if you're patient, the candles go up and the candles go down and it creates uptrends and downtrends. And if you get into one, you're laughing. And more often than not, you can get into 1 out of 3 trades. It's very unlikely you'll lose 3 in a row. But I would say start off with 3%, then work your way up, build confidence of 5%. And in all honesty, you do not need to go beyond 5% trading 1 minute time frame, because you're trading for that 1 to 3 and 1 to 5. But I'm telling you, there are days you're just going to absolutely obliterate those targets, and your 0.5 is going to become so much more valuable. So if you're risking 500 to gain 1,500 per trade, risking 0.5. Let's say on a Thursday, you continue consistently Monday to Wednesday. On Thursday, you just never know. You're just gonna, you're just gonna be in that trade where it just goes vroom, and then you're just gonna be at like $5 profit, and you're just like, whoa, how did this happen? Or 3 or 4 grand profit, and you're just like, whoa, how did this happen? Another thing as well, guys, if you're managing your trades on the 1 minute time frame, and you're able to be there at your charts, don't set a take profit. And I know this is really bad advice initially. Okay, let me say this. For your first 100 trades trading the 1 minute time frame, set a take profit. But once you become more confident, then don't set a take profit, because you'll be in a trade where the market will be pushing down, slowly creeping. You'll be a pip or 2 away from your take profit. And then before you know it, you will blink and the market will be down here. And if you set your take profit, you're going to get stopped at 1 to 3, and you may miss some of those big moves. Or you may enter up here and the market just does this and then does this. Bad advice. First 100 trades, set your take profit. If you're more experienced and comfortable and confident, then try working without a take profit. And believe me, you're going to be really surprised with your results. Okay, just numbers, guys. Just process. Just follow it, and trust me, you'll be really surprised at what's to come. Okay, Matthew, thank you, bro. Do we have any other questions? If you want to risk 1%, guys. It's up to you. But on the 1 minute time frame, if you're taking 5 trades a day and you lose 5 in a row because you start getting flustered and you're losing it mentally and emotionally, then guess what? You're not going to survive. You're going to be down 5%, man. Oof. Nah, not me. I don't want to be down 5%. Yes?
Sorry, man. If possible, can you do other day record you trading with a demo account and
no, I have loads of recordings of me trading live.
Okay, man, because it will help me a lot. Thanks, man.
I think it will help a lot of people. Yeah, I'll provide some to you guys, but I'm going to share this and I'm going to share the examples with you, and you work with that for now, okay? And then I'll provide you some examples. I have a lot myself and of the mentors as well. I'll just have to compile them. The sessions were very long, so I'll have to compile them for you, okay? Now, Rox, how do you manage MT4 on TradingView? I mean, do you do analysis? Yeah, everything for me happens on TradingView. Guys, there is a slight difference with the chart, with the candles, maybe the charts, but price is price. If you enter half a pip late on MT4 because TradingView is doing this or doing that, it doesn't make a difference. Most people are closing their trade at 0.5 pips away from take profit anyway. So whether it's that full 1 to 3, don't make a difference. I trade like that. A lot of mentors trade like that. A lot of people in the community trade like that. No, sorry. All mentors trade with MT4. If I'm wrong, they can tell me now. All mentors trade with TradingView and enter on MT4. There's no problems. Let me not make this long. There's no problems. It works. 1000% it works. Just trust me. Just don't get caught up in, oh, this candle's different to this candle here and blah, blah, blah. Just don't get caught up in it. It works, okay? No, I don't use dollar index at all. With 400 count, 1% is 0.1. This means I can't trade 0.5, right? Well, no. Would you advise just picking one pattern to start in? I advise you go and do what you have to do to make this work for you. Someone said we are stacking positions aggressively. Have you got a trading plan to share for us? I've got all this to share for you. Now you need to go and make your plan based on how comfortable and how you perceive what I've taught you. I'll continue to help and guide you along with this, but you have to obviously build it yourself. We've not come to the end yet, so let me continue, right?